What's up guys, Martin back here with yet another video. Today I want to talk about the iPhone 7 cameras. Now there are plenty of videos out there that are going to go down and run down every single spec, but I foster a community of mainly photographers and videographers, so that's what I'm going to focus on in this video. First of all, both lenses, and there are two on the 7 Plus, both of them are going to be 12 megapixels. So whether you're in the wide angle lens or the mid-range telephoto of 56 millimeters, you're going to get a full-size resolution 12 megapixel resolution image. So no more cropping into the image in order to get that. So if you need the extra 2 times crop, you can have that, and you're not going to degrade the quality of the image right out of the gate. Which is a good thing, because generally, if you're going to crop into an image, you're going to want that image to be pretty big. You're wanting to preserve as much detail as possible. Do I think that 99% of anyone that ever takes a shot with their iPhone is ever going to print it out in some sort of large format, large enough format that anyone would ever be able to tell? Probably not. Another big thing that I think that not a whole lot of people are talking about is the fact that this is going to capture cinema grade color spaces. So sRGB is fine. I mean, it's just not as accurate. It's just not as precise. It's a good overall general color space to work in, and there's absolutely nothing wrong. It's compatible with almost every single editor out there. This new color space is more cinematic in nature. It is more true to that color space. So you're going to see the quality of your images, especially if you're a hardcore videographer or photographer that likes to try and reproduce certain looks. You're going to find this a whole lot easier to work with, in my opinion. Not only that, but they're also going to be shooting photographs in DNG RAW, which for a lot of people, that is huge. So many people that have been wanting RAW support on the iPhone for such a long time, so now you have it. But I would also like to go ahead and make a prediction right here. A year and a half ago, when I said that mirrorless was the way of the future, and that so many different cameras were going to start falling by the wayside because mirrorless was going to start taking over, blah, 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 everyone went, you're full of shit. You have no idea what you're talking about. It's a toy, it's a gimmick, it's never going to replace, my DSLR. Well, now all those guys that were so big at poo-pooing on me are all just like, "Wah, wah, wah, wah." I'm not saying that, hey, I told you so or anything, but the fact of the matter is that everything that we have done in the past as photographers or videographers, it was all done in some sort of analog space, right? They resisted so much when people were moving away from film and going into digital. Well, now digital and the optical viewfinder is moving away from that and going to mirrorless. And now we have this new sort of, depth of field thing that Apple is working on, which is going to be a free upgrade later on this year, I believe in October, if I'm not mistaken. I think a lot of people go, oh, it's a gimmick, it's horseshit, it's not going to be any good, it's going to be this, that, and the other, and la. But that's what you guys said about all the other stuff that's now bye-bye. I'm not opposed to technology solving problems for us. Do I necessarily think that it's going to look as good yet? Maybe not. I don't know, I haven't tested it out yet. But do I think that it's going to be good enough for, say, 99% of the people? Yes, abso-flippin-lutely. And do I think that the technology is going to stop right here and it's not going to get any better? Hell no. It keeps getting better. It's always getting better. So many people like to bag on new shit just because they don't understand it, or it doesn't really make any sense, or they can't really figure out how it's going to apply to their workflow or whatever. Rest assured that everyone that bags on new tech will eventually adopt new tech, because it does, for the most part, make our lives easier, faster, better, lighter, more efficient, whatever the case may be. And that's just the way things are moving. With the combination of a wide angle and a telephoto, you have 2 optical lenses in this phone. You can actually do up to 10 times digital zoom, which I'm not a huge fan of. But if Apple happens to implement it correctly, they do some really nice software whatever with it, then I'm totally cool with it. It doesn't bother me at all. But there are a lot of people that are taking photographs with their phones now. I mean, high quality photographs. One only need to browse around on Instagram for a few moments and you will find a lot of iPhonographers that are just killing it right now. And they're making really beautiful stuff. So with the combination of 2 lenses, the wide angle and the telephoto, the 12 megapixels for each camera, the True Tone flash, the optical image stabilization, the better cinematic color space that it's now going to be operating in, the camera raw settings that they're going to be operating in, being able to edit it in some sort of high-end post editor is a big deal. This new image bokeh processing thing that they've got going on, it's weird and it doesn't really make sense, but that doesn't mean that it doesn't work. So I am more than likely going to be going for the iPhone 7 Plus, if nothing else, just because I want to play around with this camera. Most of the Android guys, I know that there are a few of you out there, you guys are always going to go, well, welcome to the party. It's about damn time you got your shit together and you've got features. Here's the one thing that I respect about Apple. More so than I do other. Now, what I do respect about the other Android style companies is the fact that they're just willing to go, you know what, that's some neat brand new tech, slap it in there, let's try it out, let's go for it. But the thing that I like about Apple is that they wait and they let the public beta test, basically beta test and guinea pig on the Android guys, and then once they have refined it and made sure that it is a functional, stable, reliable platform, some sort of new tech that can actually not fail on a consistent basis, then they start integrating it into their system. So when I actually finally pick it up on the consumer end of things, shit just works. And you know, people that have migrated from Windows or Apple or whatever, or from Android over to Apple, they realize that shit just works so efficiently. So I'm not necessarily an Apple fanboy, but I definitely was a convert. I did nothing but Android. I was poo-pooing all over them all the time, and I was always a Windows guy, always building my own PCs, and now I own nothing but Apple stuffs. I want to kind of keep this conversation going. Are you guys going to upgrade to the new iPhone 7 Plus, or are you, like me, going to scoop it up on the first day, or are you just going to wait and see what maybe they come out at their 10-year anniversary next year? At any rate, guys, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe if you enjoyed this kind of content. As always, thanks again for stopping here and hanging out with me here at the Photo Video Show. I'm your host, Mark Puckett, and I'll see you guys again on the next one. Peace.